Hey, what's going on, team? A quick stock market update. Overall, NASDAQ market ended up making new lows on the 2-year chart. I wanted to show you this. This is ticker symbol QQQ, which is a NASDAQ ETF. And you can see that after 2 full years of starting at lows of 263 after its stock split, right? Gapping up, nearly doubling to highs of 406. Now it has returned to 266. And again, if you look back, that dates back to late 2020. So again, markets are very oversold. I believe that that's why we saw a little bit more selling pressure towards the earlier half. Is if you were part of my Learn Plan Profit group within our live trading session, we were looking for that break below 11,000 on the NASDAQ. And once we got it, the selling pressure really continued. We just absolutely killed it with SQQQ, which is the bear ETF. So SQQQ goes up when the NASDAQ market goes down, right? So if you watched my earlier video, we were trading that during our live trading session. And if you follow me on Instagram, I even posted a quick little update. I ended up reducing my position on SQQQ down to 1 share and made a little bit over 19,000 on the day, shorting the NASDAQ market. And again, doesn't matter if the market's bullish, doesn't matter if the market's bearish, there's always money to be made. Really, the only thing that we ever focus on is overall direction, right? So now SQQQ, if you look at this on more recent time frames, it's approaching previous resistance level. We're showing signs of a resistance here from hitting highs of around 62, 69, which is again, pretty close to the previous resistance that we have with SQQQ. Patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to. This, for those that are shorting right now, there's a big misconception with the idea that, if you were in SQQQ and making money as the market was going down, this doesn't mean that you need to sell your position and then jump into the inverse just because we're approaching a previous resistance level, right? There's nothing wrong with waiting for confirmation. If we do get confirmation of this thing breaking below the EMA, then we can choose to enter TQQQ. It's just very uncertain to jump in early, especially with this up and coming CPI data report on Thursday. There's a PPI data report, which is the producer price index, and that is going to be this Wednesday, right? So we will be live streaming this. You guys asked me to do that. All we ask you to do is to make sure that you subscribe to the channel and drop a thumbs up, just to make sure that we have enough people that show up for that live stream. For those that are unaware, what is a PPI data report? What is a CPI data report? It's a funny little acronym. The big one is going to be the CPI. This is the Consumer Price Index, and this is known as the inflation report. So this is where month over month, there's a report that tells us core CPI and overall CPI, what areas in the economy are seeing a rate of increase of inflation or a decrease of inflation. The big concern recently has been the food and the energy sector. Those are not included in core CPI, but core CPI, as of the last inflation report, actually went up. So we had this discussion within our live trading session today where, people were asking me, what do I think? At the end of the day, again, I want to be completely open with you guys. It doesn't matter what I think. No one knows what this report is going to say. I guess maybe the people that work for the statistics of labor of Bureau of Statistics are aware. But for people like you and I, it serves us no good to try to predict the future. I think that it's very clear to see what is going on. Based off of our last CPI data report, core inflation went from 5.9% to 6.3%. That was not good. It showed core inflation rising. Overall inflation, it was down. But again, if you think that the market is cheap now, what do you think is going to happen? And you can comment down below. What do you think is going to happen if the CPI data report comes in higher than expected? Because that would ruin everything that we've been working on for the past 3 months, because supposedly inflation has peaked. But if this CPI data report comes in higher than expected, it will show that inflation has not peaked and that the economy can get worse. And this could send the market down another, maybe 5% for the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is already at 2-year lows. That's insane, right? But one thing that we have to respect is the cheap can always get cheaper. So I've tried to emphasize how important it is to prepare for the CPI data report, which is 1 hour before the market opens on Thursday, and 1 hour before the market opens on Wednesday is the PPI data report. I will be live streaming the CPI on my channel, so again, make sure that you subscribe for that. But because of everything that's going on with the uncertainty of the market, because the market is so oversold and SQQQ is so overbought, but we have this crucial report, I think that we can all agree that regardless of which way the market ends up choosing to go, it's going to be a pretty significant day, right? We're either going to see a nice gap down or a nice gap up for SQQQ and vice versa for QQQ, right? So the market's cheap right now, but trust me, it can always get cheaper. So I'm really excited to follow up. One of the other things that I did want you guys to be aware of is there's a JP Morgan executive that stated that for 2023, we could be going into a recession. That caused a little bit more selling pressure. I like to call that headline momentum, where you're going to see for the next couple of days, if we do continue to sell off, it's really just these news outlets that are going to cover, the NASDAQ is at 2-year lows, and I don't want to say that it's to instill fear, but it does, right? It creates more selling pressure. One of the things that we've talked about before is any reaction tends to be an overreaction in the market. I would say that this is why we try to focus on, having a well-balanced position size during an uncertain time, right? I still think that right now is a great time to prepare for long-term investments, but as the market is selling off, like you guys saw today, if you watched me trade live, the whole idea of shorting the market when, again, markets are super bearish, right? It's a great way to be able to make money on the day to day and then still be able to get those long-term plays at a really good deal. If you look at something like Tesla from the current price point that we're at right now, if it were to return to previous all-time highs, it offers a 70 to 80% ROI. It's insane, right? When it comes down to Apple offers, 30 to 35% ROI if it were to recover to previous all-time highs. So huge blue chip companies offer huge ROIs right now. And again, the biggest recommendation we could always have is just watch that position size, right? The only people that freak out when the market pulls back are those that simply did not prepare, right? Some people welcome it. They're excited because that means that they can get it for a better deal. So it's just really dependent on what side of the spectrum you are on when it comes down to that. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. For all of our Learn Plan Profit members, I'll see you tomorrow at Market Open for our live trading session. Make sure if you guys haven't watched me trade live, you guys can click the second link down below and join us tomorrow at Market Open. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, you guys can click the first link in the description and send me a direct message via Discord, or you can feel free to send me a direct message via Instagram, and that's that third link down below. I'm using the Webull trading platform. If you want to download the platform, make sure you use the fifth link in the description. And by using my link, when you deposit $1, you will automatically earn 12 free stocks. You earn 12, I earn 1. So it's a win-win. I really do appreciate you guys' time. Hope we earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I'll see you for that up and coming CPI data report. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.